Alright, YouTube, well, part 2. Here you see it with the scope on it. Now, this scope, $130, 4 to 16. Completely overkill for airsoft. Completely overkill. But I plan on using it on a real firearm, and I had no problem. I mean, it's, Leapers, quality, one-piece metal tube. I mean, wow, it's an amazing scope. It's big too, it's about a pound. Comes with sunshade and El Cheapo lens covers, which actually are quite useful, especially when you're storing the scope. That's basically it. One thing to note, when this part is on here without the sunshade, I can imagine it would have the same problem, but this one, there's some ribs that you put it on, this is to adjust your focus, and it falls off easily, especially when you're walking through the woods. So just take them off before you skirmish. I guess that one you don't really have to. But one thing to note too, there's a little indentation about here. You can't really see it on the video, but that's for your cheek, and it actually works very well. It matches up perfectly with the eye relief on the scope. It's beautiful. Another thing, YouTube, $6 scope rings on a $130 scope. I won't use those scope rings on a real firearm, but they're only okay-ish. They worked out perfectly for this, because here's your what you look through, and it just worked kind of well for this gun. But for my UTG L96, I couldn't move the scope far enough back to get the eye relief right, so I had to raise everything up with this. This is a NC Star riser mount. Like it a lot. I can't use it on this gun because there's a little metal bar right there that it won't, anywhere I put it, it'll look either stupid or it just won't work. Also on my KWA M4, I need that riser mount to put the scope on it. So I had to raise everything up, which wasn't really a con, because I would also let me compensate for goggles. But so overall, I don't have to go over the function of this gun. You guys know how it works. Definitely know what you're getting into. Go to your local airsoft shop, Speckledorf, airsoft shop, not Dick's or Walmart. Handle one of these. Ask the guys about it. Great gun. If you're looking to get this gun for your first gun, I don't really know what to say. I think I'd rather see people starting out. They're going to start off with a JG. Don't start with the M4. You will hate yourself unless you plan on upgrading it and upgrading the barrel and the body. Just long term, it has some problems. Well, with this gun, there's not going to be any barrel wall just due to the design. This is polymer, not ABS. Don't say ABS is on real guns. But, this is polymer anyway on the real gun, so that's somewhat realistic. This is metal on the real gun, so that's realistic too. But, if this was your first gun and you were totally bent on getting this as your first gun, go for it. I have no regrets about buying this gun. Just comparing it to my KWA M4 though, there's no comparison. But that's also comparing a China clone to a high-end AEG. Some pros: high stock FPS at 2.8 or 380. Long inner barrel. Not pot metal, very good metal. Nice hefty feel to it. Comes stock with a forward grip, a wobbly one, but that's not really a gripe. Dual stage trigger, which mine, granted, is kind of not working at the moment, but it's very useful during battles where you don't have to keep flipping around the selector. Cross bolt safety. I consider that a pro because, when it's not unsafe, let me just sort of twist my hand around. So when I'm shouldering this, the fire selector, or not the fire selector, the safety is on fire, you know, I can pull the trigger and all that. It's not in my way. But when it's on safe, it's actually rubbing up against my hand. So I know exactly when the safety is on. Then there's ambidextrous. It has a great rail for mounting optics, as you can see. And overall, it's just a unique look, and I think it looks great. Personally, though, I would highly recommend the AUG A3 that JG just came out with. Not Tokyo Marui, not JG. Only, it's basically just an RASU on the front of this, but it's very helpful. Cons, there's some seam lines. Those are not major gripes. The inner barrel is only okay. It's long, but it's okay. I found myself wanting more. Can only fit an 8.4 mini. I think it can fit a 9.6 nunchuck, I'm not sure. The sling point, only on this side of the stock. I'm sure you could replace it on the other side, but I just wouldn't want to hassle with it. It is a hassle, it is. Cons, I'm pretty sure, yeah, you can push the safety completely out. You can push this button completely out, which they aren't. This one at least isn't a pain to get out, or get back in. Other than that, the cheapo charging handle would have been a better thing to fix. Other than that, I mean, great gun, great gun. No regrets at all. I bought most of them, well no, this gun in particular, Alphascope, but this gun, the riser mount, some other stuff, at Nashville Airsoft. Great guys, they can hook you up, great service, too. Actually brought this to a skirmish, and Jonathan himself, I believe he's the co-owner. I showed him the gun, told him what the problem was with it, and he said he'd personally fix it for free. So that's great. I'm not gonna bash Airsoft GI at all. I do order from them sometimes. Good company, but you can't beat local service. That's just, unless Airsoft GI is local, then that's awesome. But great AEG. Nothing, great things to say about it. This is not my first gun, but I would highly recommend it for someone just getting into Airsoft. Don't get a JGM4 unless you totally want a JGM4, because they do have some major problems down the line, such as the barrel wobble, and the receiver will probably be messed up, because it's a plastic receiver. But, as far as beginner guns go, JG614, that's a really good gun, 400 plus FPS stock, but you still have the plastic body, but, you won't get the barrel wobble because of the one-piece RAS, but definitely go with the Echo one on that, because it comes with a few extra that make it worth the extra 30 or 40 bucks. The JG-G36C is a good gun. Those sell really fast. Don't really know what sites do have it in stock. Well, actually, if you're gonna buy a JG gun and you see one in stock that you want, buy it, because with the Beijing Olympics, their factories have gone, or just stopped, to cut down on pollution, I guess. Another Pro, nice buff patent, I guess. Just a hard plastic rubber on the inside, or no, plastic on the inside and a little rubber coating on the outside. Well, YouTube, that would be the end of my review for the JG AUG. Overall, it is very much worth the price. I would highly suggest it to someone who's just getting started in Airsoft, or someone who's looking for an AUG and doesn't want to spend the money on the CA. Alright, well, thanks for watching, YouTube.